Today, we're going to cut through all the noise and talk about 3 incredibly powerful, science-backed tools for your mental health. And we're not talking about complicated theories or, expensive gadgets. We're talking about simple, effective techniques that you already have. They are literally built right into your biology. So, let's dive in.
You know that feeling, that rising tide of stress or anxiety, where everything just feels like a little too much? Well, if you've ever felt that, you are in very, very good company. It's an incredibly common part of being human in this crazy modern world. But listen, just because it's common doesn't mean we're powerless against it.
And just to be clear, we're not talking about some minor inconvenience here. According to the huge global burden of disease study, anxiety isn't just a feeling, it's a major global health issue. In fact, it ranks among the top 25 leading causes of disability across the entire planet. That really puts the scale of this into perspective, doesn't it?
But here's the fascinating part. While the problem can feel like it's all coming from the outside, the most powerful solutions might just be internal. The science we're going to look at today points to tools that don't need a prescription, they don't need a special device. They are, quite literally, already a part of you.
Okay, so let's start with the most fundamental tool that we all have, our breath. It's something we do thousands of times a day without even thinking about it. But what happens when we actually start to pay attention to it? Well, the answer, as it turns out, is pretty profound.
Now, the evidence we're looking at here, it comes from a major scientific review of what's considered the absolute gold standard in research, randomized controlled trials, or RCTs. This just means we're not relying on anecdotes or what someone said online. We're looking at rigorous, high-quality studies designed to find out what really works for anxiety.
And the researchers, they didn't just look at 1 or 2 methods. Oh no, they cast a really wide net. They analyzed a whole range of different breathing exercises that have been studied for their effect on anxiety. As you can see from this list, it's pretty extensive. From diaphragmatic breathing all the way to the Lamaze technique. It just goes to show how thorough this review really was.
So, the big question is, what did they actually find? This slide lays it out perfectly. Out of the 8 techniques they looked at, 6 of them showed a significant, measurable effect in reducing anxiety. A couple of them, alternate nostril breathing and pattern breathing, well, the evidence just wasn't strong enough in the studies they reviewed. The big takeaway here is that while not all breathing exercises are created equal in the scientific literature, a lot of them are incredibly effective.
Let's just zoom in on one of the proven winners, diaphragmatic breathing. You might have heard it called belly breathing. It's actually how we all breathe naturally when we're babies. By using your diaphragm, you take these slow, deep breaths that stimulate something called the vagus nerve. Now think of this nerve as a superhighway connecting your brain to your body. When you stimulate it, you directly activate your parasympathetic nervous system, which is basically the rest and digest switch for your body. It slows your heart rate and just brings on this deep sense of calm.
All right, let's move on to our second tool. And this one is as simple as just stepping outside. The sun. It's so much more than just a source of light and heat. It's a powerful regulator for our mind and our body. Let's see how this adds to our toolkit.
First up, serotonin. You've probably heard of it, right? It's a neurotransmitter that basically acts as a natural mood stabilizer. When sunlight hits our skin, it kicks off a whole chain of events that boosts serotonin production in the brain. It's the reason a sunny day can literally make you feel happier, calmer, and more focused.
Second, sunlight is the #1 cue for our body's internal clock, also known as our circadian rhythm. Getting sunlight, especially in the morning, sends this powerful signal to your brain that says, hey, it's daytime, time to be awake and alert. This not only helps regulate your energy during the day, but just as important, it sets you up for a much better night's sleep later on. And of course, we can't talk about the sun without mentioning vitamin D, the sunshine vitamin. Our bodies produce it when our skin is exposed to UVB rays. We all know it's crucial for our bones, but a lot of research now shows it plays a huge role in mood regulation too. In fact, low levels of vitamin D are linked to symptoms of depression, which is a big reason why sunlight is a key therapy for seasonal affective disorder.
Now hold on, this doesn't mean you need to go bake in the sun for hours on end. The key here is moderation. For most people, just 10 to 30 minutes of sun exposure a few times a week is plenty to get all these benefits. A great strategy is to aim for morning or late afternoon sun. That way you can sync your body clock and avoid the most intense UV radiation of the day.
Okay, our third and final tool takes us from the outside world and brings us back inside our own minds. We are talking about mindfulness and meditation. And let me tell you, the scientific evidence for its benefits has just become overwhelmingly strong.
So the proof we're looking at here isn't from some single small study. No, this is from a massive meta-analysis that was published in a major medical journal. Researchers sifted through literally thousands of studies to find the 47 absolute best designed trials, which included over 3,300 people. This gives us a really powerful and reliable look at what the science says.
So, what did this giant analysis find? Well, as you can see from the chart, mindfulness meditation programs had a clear, measurable impact. They led to small to moderate reductions in anxiety, depression, and even in pain. And this isn't just about people feeling better. This is a statistically significant effect that was seen across dozens and dozens of high-quality studies.
Now here's where it gets really, really interesting. The researchers noted that the effect size, which is just a measure of how big the benefit was, for mindfulness on anxiety and depression was comparable to what they'd expect to see from antidepressants in a general patient population. I mean, that is a truly stunning finding. It really elevates mindfulness as a serious tool for mental health.
And all of this brings us to the study's main conclusion, a direct quote that really speaks volumes. The researchers state that the evidence is so strong that doctors should be ready to discuss meditation with their patients as a legitimate option for managing stress. This just perfectly illustrates the shift of mindfulness from some kind of niche practice to a mainstream, evidence-based intervention.
So, we've looked at the science, we've talked about breath, we've talked about sunlight, and we've talked about mindfulness. The final, and maybe most important step, is translating all this knowledge into a simple, daily practice that you can actually use.
And here it is, your 3-step daily toolkit. And look, it doesn't have to take hours out of your day. You can start with just 5 minutes of deep belly breathing to calm your nervous system. Try to get about 15 minutes of morning sunlight to set that body clock, and then dedicate maybe 10 minutes to a guided meditation. Altogether, that's just 30 minutes to potentially fundamentally change your day.
And remember, you don't have to do it all at once. The most important step is always just the first one. So the final question is for you. Looking at these 3 powerful, science-backed tools, which one are you going to add to your toolkit first? Just picking one and starting small can be the beginning of a really profound shift. And just as a quick reminder, the information in this explainer is for educational purposes only. Always consult with a healthcare professional for medical advice or before making any significant changes to your health routine.
Thank you for being here with me today. Remember, small choices create big changes. Keep nourishing your health with love and consistency. See you in the next Vital Elixir video.